Yeah, I just got used to it. Yeah, I like giving it away by the end of the day to someone. The rose and the memory of his wife every single day of his life. And that speaks a lot about a man.
One community or the other. There's pain. There was huge amount of confusion. There was anger. There was fear.
And then there's, of course, your old film, Kal Ho Naa Ho, which is re-releasing in
Oh,
theatres.
yeah, sir. That's exciting.
Yes.
Which one are you going to watch first?
No, I never watch anything I make. So.
Really?
My entire office is making a picnic out of going for Kal Ho Naa Ho, and they're saying that 40 of us want to go, and can you come for it? I don't go. I never watch.
You have never watched Kal Ho Naa Ho after it released?
Never.
Oh my God!
As Shah Rukh is having a conversation with Saif on his deathbed, a man was saying, "Hello, hello." He was screaming on the phone, but he had paid for a ticket. I wanted to go and kill him. The children in the school were very with Black Lives Matter, and I said, but we must talk about Dalit also.
Yeah.
And she had no clue what a Dalit person was. So I said, let's make a film.
Hello everyone, welcome to Showsha. I am Titas Chowdhury in conversation with Nikkhil Advani and Sidhant Gupta. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
We were meditating before you came there.
Are you in a Zen mode right now?
Yeah, I think
we are in the
very
Zen
much.
mode.
I mean, whether I'm in Zen mode or whether my body is telling me to get into Zen mode, it's just right now. It's almost like an anticlimax. Till yesterday, we were working very hard to make sure that everything is in place, and I let go very easily. With Freedom at Midnight, it's a bit more difficult. Something that I wanted to do for so long, right? 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
30 years in just thinking about the show. I mean, about the story and being so attached to the book. So yeah, it's a bit difficult.
No, I can imagine. Absolutely. We, like I was telling you, I did read a little bit of the book that was sent to us. It's a very thick book, so I haven't been able to finish it. But now I would like to watch it completely before going back to the book again. And, we do not talk much about, preludes. And I know there's a lot of detailing that has gone into this show. Can you please tell me how long did it take for you to actually put everything together for this show?
The writing took about 2 years, 2.5 years. The writing took 2 years, and just to, understand what we want to take from the book, what we want to leave out from the book, the tone, the perspective. It's very well researched. And Dominic Lapierre and Larry Collins really, they're renowned, they're known for doing extremely, thorough research on in all the books that they've done. The 3 books that I've read of theirs, or the 4, 5 books I've read of theirs, or the 3 which, is Paris Burning and O Jerusalem, are all equally well researched as far as when they start writing. So I think the writing team with Abhinandan, who was leading the writing team, Revanta Sarabhai from my office, from my team, they actually sat down and started sifting through it and saying, what do we want to do, what we don't want to do.
Right.
Other big advantage I think that we had was to find the right. SonyLIV approached me to do the show rather than the other way around. Usually what happens is that as a storyteller, as a creator, as a director, you may have a story that you want to tell, and so you have to go and pitch it. In this case, they already had the rights, and Danish Khan and Shaugato Mukherjee, they both wanted to make the show in any case. They just had to find the right people to collaborate with. And they are equally big fans, and they if there is anybody who knows the pages that you're talking about, like the back of his hand, it is Danish Khan, right? So literally this has been a very, very effective collaboration really between a platform and a creator. If I can call myself a creator.
Yeah. So you're saying like 2.5 years of writing.
2.5 years of writing,
together,
a year of prep and
research.
Shoot. Yeah.
Wow.
At one point the writing merged into the prep. The prep started at the same time while the episodes were getting finalized. So it's quite a lot of work, prep has gone into reaching this point.
Yes. Sidhant, what about you? How long did it take for you to slip under the skin of Mr. Nehru?
He didn't give me any time only.
Still, kitna time mila?
I think 3 months. Barely 3 months. I asked for 1 year. He said no.
1 year?
Yeah. But I think initially, obviously, as an actor, when you take up on something like this, you want, it's like a history chapter in itself, no? This character, each character is like a history chapter in itself. So I wanted to do my thorough research and all of that, but because I had the limited time, in fact, it sort of worked for the show. because his energy is very like, he's very unstoppable.
Yeah.
He begins and then no one can come in his way. It's like he's going like that. And so the only way to sort of align with his pace was to give in to the pace, and so I had that window. I started my research and I just started walking in his shoes and knowing inside of me hoping inside of me that I'll find this human being.
Right.
And then you eventually just, I don't know, explain the process. I can't really explain the process because it's, there's no way one can explain
I can
this.
imagine.
Yeah.
One thing is to, grasp that body language. The other is the one that you're talking about, to actually feel that, character from deep within
I
you.
mean, it's all the layers basically.
Yeah.
When you start walking, when you start researching, it's end of the day, you have to align with the thinking of the human being that you're playing, so that was the most important thing. So I can tell you what got me really excited about this character was when I met him for the first time and he saw Jawaharlal Nehru in me, and I knew who he was, but I really didn't know who he really was until I told him, sir, give me some time, let me understand if I can really become him.
Sure.
I don't know how he was seeing Jawaharlal Nehru in me, and I'm like, what? And then I went home, and then I remember I literally just saw 2 interviews. One was with these BBC guys, 4 people sitting, and himself. And there was another one in 1951. There's this American reporter who had flown here to India to just get his take on humanity.
Right.
And I just heard him with those 4 guys, and then I heard him with this American reporter. And I just couldn't believe that someone back then existed with this sort of thought process and thinking and intellect. And then I saw all the other masala that floats about him. And then I met him. I was like, sir, let's clear the air, let's find because this is the man. I mean, people need to know who he really is. These people are beyond respect. And then that's how it began. That's how it all started. So I think the intention was right.
Right.
That's why I feel everything sort of, and with everyone on the set, whoever's worked on this project, everyone brought in the purest of the intention. And that's how something great gets created.
Absolutely, yeah. I like your little tribute, the rose.
Yeah, I just got used to it. Yeah, I like giving it away by the end of the day to someone.
That's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
We... of course, we weren't born when, the partition happened, but we have families. We have also heard stories, sometimes from our parents, grandparents, about what did they make of the situation back then. Do you have any stories from your families? Anything that your perhaps grandparents told you?
No. They used to scare me as a child so I could sleep early. That's all I remember.
Anything that
Nothing.
you know?
Yeah, my family came across, right? My father's side, they stayed in Karachi. My grandmother stayed in Karachi. My grandfather stayed in Hyderabad. I think when they got married, they moved to Hyderabad. And from Hyderabad, 1946, they had to move. When it became pretty apparent that it was going to happen, I think they were the lucky ones. I mean, having said the fact, having said that, when I use the word lucky, they still lost everything. They still had to leave everything behind and come back, and they had to start a life afresh with my father's 2 siblings were born and my father was born. So they literally had to, they were one of, I think that when I say lucky, they had the resources to actually not walk across like so many millions of other people. They had the resources to not be in the refugee camps. But they still lost a lot. They lost everything, came here. So my grandmother obviously kept. It was very, very proud. Is a very proud woman, and made sure that her 5 children were educated no matter what happened, and never let us forget. She would never let us forget, right? She would never let us forget what they were and what they lost and what they have achieved now, and to be proud about everything that we have achieved, and that my father's generation has also achieved for his children and for, so over the years it was spoken less. I mean, more time heals, but definitely was spoken a lot, yeah.
Sidhant, you said that you got pretty obsessed with Mr. Nehru through the shoot through
I
the
get
process.
I get obsessed with all my characters now.
No, but this is special because he was
No,
a
of
real life
I think he
character
can say that
also.
the Motwani gave him was not special. So
Oh,
that was also
what?
special. That was also special, right?
Of
Very
course.
special.
But no, I'm just saying this is more like a real life character, a politician. Anyway, what I'm trying to ask you
I know
is
what you mean.
this obsession that you had, did you find out anything about him that the world doesn't know? Do you want to share about Mr. Nehru? Some quirk, something?
That remains personal between me and Nehru.
Are
It does. Quirk in the sense. First of all, I think
The story of the rose was quite a sweet story.
very, very. I mean, yeah, but I think people don't know about that.
Nobody knows
He wore the rose in the memory of his wife every single day of his life, and that speaks a lot about a man. You know, just one thing that he carries in the memory of his wife every single day.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful touch.
it is.
I carry it in his memory. He carried it for his wife.
No, but that's beautiful, I think. You know, this is a story not a lot of people know, but
Yeah, but that's why the show's got a history you may know
yes,
and the history you should know.
yes.
Because, and that's what I mean by demystifying, which is that the book actually documents events that took place from 16th August 1946 all the way till 30th January 1948. I just wanted to put each and every event as center stage, right? So you could see how, and obviously we are not privy to those private conversations. Although Mountbatten did open up his journals and his private diaries and his letters to Dominic Lapierre and Larry Collins, but he was not there in Jinnah's study. Or he was not there in the Congress Gaddar room. So whatever he was interacting with them, he gave them. What we had to do as writers what the writers had to do was to basically understand what was Nehru,
Yeah.
what was Gandhi, what was Sardar Patel, what was Maulana Azad, what was Sarojini Naidu, what was Ambedkar, and how they would react given what we have read about them, given what we know about their personality.
Yeah, yeah.
How would they react to a particular event? Would they be for? Would they be against? Would they be moderate? How would they react? And then, because we also knew what that event led to.
Yeah, yeah.
So somewhere or the other, that's how we created the scenes within those very private spaces.
Right. But interestingly, you know, while this is history, this is fact, but then there are multiple perspectives also to it. And I heard you talking about it. So when, let's say, a peer of you calls you out on social media saying that you're trying to whitewash it and not show a certain side, are you ready for a conflicting thing like that? Were you ready for it? You knew this was coming?
Well, when you're making when you're telling a story like this, there are going to be different perspectives.
Yeah.
I can only follow the book. I can only follow the events in the book. I can only follow what I feel is something that I want to possibly talk about. And I'm 100% sure that there are people who are more possibly have more knowledge about Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Patel, as well as possibly independence and partition. And I'm sure that they will have a lot of things to say about it. All I would like to say is watch the show and see whether the events that we are talking about have been properly documented.
Yeah. But, you know, this is to the both of you, you know, themes like, let's say, partition or riots for that matter, these are very sensitive, touchy topics, right? As a filmmaker, as an actor, is there any kind of apprehension ever, you know, when you're trying to explore a theme like that? Is it difficult to explore something like that, the thought of it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that what one has to possibly do is, in my case, get all the relevant information that is available and possibly then try and document it. The thing with the 1946 Direct Action Day riots or Noakhali or everything that happened during the from Direct Action Day all the way till the time Gandhi was killed and assassinated was extremely well documented, because most of the big news agencies and some of the top journalists and some of the top photographers and the top videographers, they were all there in this. So it's available for you to watch and see, and the statistics are available, right?
Sure.
So we just had to stick to what is there, first of all in the books, and then various other relevant sources that we got our hands on.
Yeah. Sidhant?
I mean, my idea of approaching to this thought is I was just thinking about it while you asked this question and he was answering. I don't think I can think like that.
Okay.
In the sense, when a character in a story comes in, I can speak about this character and myself. When it came in, and all I knew was that we all know what happened, right? But we don't really know how it happened. So that was interesting for me. But at the same time, what kept me going and the reason I could surrender was I tried to, as an actor, you try to go to the very beginning before all of this started. How did it really start? So it's like when you know that all these men, they came with the purest of the intention to sort of set this country to freedom, and they really did it. When they came in, they didn't come here to become a politician.
Right.
They came in with this feeling that they held on to. So all I knew was that no matter what will happen in this riots and journey and all of that, they tried to do the right thing. It's a
I think
one-liner.
that's the most important thing. I think what Sid is saying is absolutely correct. That I don't think that there is any debate that they tried to do the right. So I think that's the most important
absolutely.
thing. And I just, going back to my grandmother, I mean, when I'm shooting these kind of sequences, I just follow the pain of the person, right? That is indisputable, right?
Absolutely.
Whether you are of one community or the other, there's pain. There was huge amount of confusion. There was anger. There was fear. There was pain. My grandmother kept saying they had no idea where they were going, how they were going, when they had to leave, how they had to leave, who was saying what. Somebody's, rumors were rife.
Yeah.
So I just follow that. I think that is the most important thing.
On a slightly different note, 15th November is going to be eventful for you because of this. And then there's, of course, your old film, Kal Ho Naa Ho, which is re-releasing in theatre.
Oh, yeah, sir. That's exciting.
Yes.
Which one are you going to watch first?
No, I never watch anything I make. So.
Really?
My entire office is making a picnic out of going for Kal Ho Naa Ho, and they're saying that 40 of us want to go, and can you come for it? And we want to watch it with you. Also. And they want to. Then they are trying to negotiate with me and say that will you come at the end of it?
Okay.
I'm not going. I don't go. I never watch.
You have never watched Kal Ho Naa Ho after it released?
Never.
Oh my God.
I never. I have not watched anything. I never watched it. Like you said at the beginning, before the cameras came on, it ceases to be mine. It's no longer mine, right? It literally, whether it is the way I've treated certain sequences or whether I've treated the entire film or the show or what, it ceases to be mine, right? You come in with a mindset, possibly had a fight with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your family or your father. That's not the way I want you to approach the story that I'm telling you, right? So I would like you to watch it in the most optimum environment, best sound, best picture, aram se baitho, teasing, get whatever you want and now watch.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen, right? So it's never going to happen. I want you to watch it in the DI suite where I've spent hours and hours getting the correct color and getting the correct grade and getting the correct. I want you to watch it in the correct sound suite so you hear the smallest of the clock ticking in the. Never going to happen, right? When I went for Kal Ho Naa Ho 21 years ago at Gaiety, as Shah Rukh is having a conversation with Saif on his deathbed, a man was saying, "Hello, hello." He was screaming on the phone. But he had paid for a ticket. I wanted to go and kill him.
I am sure that's very heartbreaking for the filmmaker.
Yeah, I wanted to kill him. But I realized that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I went and saw Dil Se, I remember in Lucknow with Sujit Mishra. And people were madly dancing at Chaiya Chaiya. Yeah. But there was no sound. There was no sound in the theatre.
What are you saying?
It was just the speakers had broken and phate hue the speakers. Wow, chaiya, chaiya. But people were dancing. That's the power of India. Yeah. That's India. Indians are an extremely emotional lot. So to come back to it, I have no control on how people are going to watch and appreciate and have an opinion about what I make. So why should I?
No, I get it what you're saying. Very lastly, but however, I want to understand something. There was Veda this year, which again deals with something very important, which is caste. Will we ever see you going back to, let's say, making something which is more slice of life, like a Kal Ho Naa?
If I get an incredible script that I feel is something that I would like to sink my teeth into, yes, why not? It's not. I am not. I don't choose that this is the genre that today I want to make, or this is the genre that I want to make next, or whatever. I just wait for us. Like I said, SonyLIV or came to me with Freedom at Midnight. With Veda, it was a conversation with my daughter, who was at that time, I think, just very young, 13, 14 years old, and she was working with. She goes to an international school, and the school was the children in the school were very with Black Lives Matter, and I said, but we must talk about Dalit also.
Yeah.
And she had no clue what a Dalit person was. So I said, let's make a film. Let's make a film, and that's how I started writing Veda. So I don't have a fixed formula to what I'm going to be doing next.
Yeah. Great, but it's good to see such stories being, I mean, the mainstream is ready for such stories. It's good to see that. And on that note, thank you so much for this one.
Thank you.
For this conversation. Looking forward to Freedom at Midnight, and then I'll read the book. But good luck to both.
Will you really read the book?
I will. I love reading.
Okay, amazing.
Please read it. It's a wonderful book.
Yeah, it is.
It's a
I
wonderful
haven't read
book.
it, but please read it.
You should also read it.
It is a wonderful book.
Yeah, after. Yeah, I will.
It's a wonderful book. And over so many reprints, so for last, 50 years now, 1975.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.